Stalker 2 Heart of Reskin. I congratulate everyone on the trailer of the first DLC for Stalker 2 Cost of Hope. Let's start right away with destroying the Copium and Schizo-theories. There will be 2 DLCs. The first one is coming out already this summer, and we will talk about the second one some other time later. Plot and premise. The expansion will show us a confrontation between duty and freedom. The fragile peace between the factions was destroyed after Zulu's attack on one of the freedom members. Skif will remain the main protagonist right during the playthrough of the main storyline. We will receive a message on our PDA, and from this moment the events of the DLC start. Locations and content. The expansion will feature all the locations we talked about with you earlier. The CNPP, Iron Forest, Limansk Hospital, ruined Sirka, and laboratories XC16, X18, X12. Updated mutants await us, the PSI, embryos, the brain in a flask, the reworked Kadaver. There will be a lot of new weapons and tens of hours of gameplay with a very flexible and highly variable plot. Breakdown of details. Let's figure out why the DLC is not called the Mystery of Lymansk. Probably it was just a technical name in the materials and on the dev maps of GSC. The developers decided to do a reskin of everything, starting from the CNPP and the artifact farm in Sirka, down to Voronin, Lukash, and the secret laboratories. And yes, Limansk will be there. We will get into it exactly as we were supposed to, through the legendary tunnel from Clear Sky, just like Scar did in his time. Besides that, we will pass through the ghost town into the hospital, and from there into those very catacombs under Pripyat, which are now officially the Pripyat 1 underpass from Call of Pripyat. It turns out that Scar together with Clear Sky made their way to the CNPP specifically through the underpass. Right there, a fight will break out between Zulu and Voronin, the consequences of which threaten to become Voronin's last foray into the zone. And in the hospital, we will be attacked by a new Kadaver. It looks like someone is still conducting terrible experiments on Stalkers. After all, a similar helmet on a mutant's head was glowing as a Duga in the Untold Stories update and the unit control room teaser. The trailer is made on a new version of the engine with absolutely new lighting and a simply insane amount of content. As for mods, the release of updates for the Zonekit toolkit may also be delayed. As Rudy shared an inside scoop, everything directly depends on certain actions by Epic Games. Nevertheless, simple quest mods can be made right now. One of these was just shared by the modder Greshny. Unfortunately, the patch is being sent back for additional work and will be released in April. And let's clear this up right away. We are still talking about a page with a piece of allocation, a quest and loading screens. Yes, it will be small, and they won't call it 1.9, just like Untold Stories wasn't called 1.8. Nevertheless, the technical name for this tiny patch will be exactly 1.9. Information about next week popped up in the GSC Discord, and it was specifically about the DLC announcement, not the patch release, so we are waiting at least another 1 or 2 weeks. It is on the logo that they teased the return of legends, Zulu and the mysterious Mavka. They will become key characters in the upcoming Mystery of Lymansk. At the same time, Zulu is in the teaser itself, but Mavka is not yet visible in the frames. For those who forgot, the freedom fighter Mavka is a referee from the arena at Rostov. GSC has already teased her twice. The first time was in a post for Ukraine's Independence Day. There was an interesting frame with a girl in a motion capture suit whose face was being scanned for the game, and it just so happened that the actress Wendy Rosas has it directly stated on IMDb that she played exactly Mavka in Stalker 2. That is, she will have her own detailed and unique appearance, unlike those NPCs from Untold Stories. The second teaser for Mavka came out on Christmas, and there they teased us Zulu. The old man hasn't changed at all. He still runs around with his huge machine and is ready to follow the regulations, which means blowing the zone to dust. And now to the sweetest part, the breakdown of hidden details. In the teaser, they show us the golden corridor to the RCP1. This is the same place from the recent GSC music video that we already analyzed. Next comes a frame with the destroyed SIRKR. It directly confirms the events of the expansion will take place after the finale of Signal. We will return to the ruins of the Institute and most likely peek into X11. If you compare the circa frames before and after, the difference is colossal. In the hero's hands is a Svarog detector. For now it looks like a reskin of the Velas. Besides the model itself, the radar color has changed from green to blue. I hope Svarog doesn't become just a replacement for the eye, which we saw in the artbooks. I have a theory. Remember Call of Pripyat? There, Svarog deactivated spatial bubbles. And where is there a hell of a lot of spatial bubbles, correct? In Limansk. So the device will definitely come in handy, but why we need it specifically in Serha is not clear. It will be extremely weird if we return to the destroyed institute just to pick up one of the detector prototypes. Again, since in Stalker 2 the Velas already sees anomalies on the display, Svarog needs a new feature. For example, showing the movement trajectory of an artifact inside an anomaly field. As for the eye, in that case, it will either be cut out completely or left as a purely visual scanner. For now, these are just guesses, but there is logic in it. We see a duty fighter brutally choking Skif. What is this? A flashback? No, it's Jaeger, the guide from the cement factory. Right now, as a duty base, you can talk to him. And he will tell us that duty isn't what it used to be and has fed him up, so he wants to quit the faction and become a hunter. And let's not forget the most important detail. In the lines of the future Alive update related to the DLC, mentions of a full-scale faction war have already been found. It seems the live simulation system will reveal its full potential in the expansion. Alexei Gorbunov gave a new appearance to General Voronin. For now, it is impossible to say exactly who is arguing with him, Lukash, Mikluha or even Chekhov, but it definitely looks like this is not one of the expansion's endings, as I assumed earlier, but on the contrary, the beginning of the plot, and judging by the pipes in the background, this could turn out to be the outskirts of Zaton or the Iron Forest. Be sure to send your predicts into the comments. For example, what do you think in this scene? Will we be able to kill the new key character of the DLC Nord? At the beginning of the trailer, they also showed us Vano, but more on that next time. In the upcoming videos, we will analyze in detail the plot, new locations and other secrets of Cost of Hope. And lastly, a couple of technical points. The price for the DLC will be announced later, but for owners of the Ultimate Edition it will be free. We are waiting for the release in August along with a massive engine update. They will deliver optimization, fix the lighting and upgrade the graphics. The system requirements have already been published. No changes there. Thank you all for watching. DEDKAF was on the line.